talking about China's aggressive foreign policy, how do India and US plan to counterbalance Beijing in the South Asia region?
Yeah. I think the US is in the process. The US position on India vis-a-vis in Asia Pacific is part of that understanding of, or gauging, how do the US counterbalance China? India is going to be an important partner in that. That's what the US future strategy would be, and they are giving indications to that. So, and Tillerson's visit, as I was saying, is not a coincidence that is taking place when the party congress has ended in China. Xi Jinping has emerged more powerful. He has formed his own team, and we will see an aggressive China, which is a challenge not only to the US, because China's is now challenging US supremacy in the world, and India's preeminent position in the region, and therefore, in my opinion, the US feels that it cannot alone counterbalance China and needs India, like it needs Japan, like it needs Australia. So it wants to form an Indo-Pacific strategy. Increasingly Asia Pacific is becoming an Indo-Pacific nomenclature, and then we should not be left in the lurch as an immediate neighbor of China.
Sir, so given the North Korea condition also right now, China is really important for US. So considering this, how far should India be trusting China when it comes to its South Asia policy in terms of counterbalancing China in the region?
Regardless of the US, India has difficulties in its relationship with China. We have a disputed border, which is one of the longest borders in the world, disputed borders in the world, 4,057 kilometers. There is no early signs of resolution of this border. We have difficulties in China's approach to Pakistan and how it deals with Pakistan, and Sino-Pak axis, of which China-Pakistan economic corridor is an important element which India sees an infringement on its sovereignty. Thirdly, the One Belt, One Road, which is also interestingly enshrined in the party constitution yesterday and haven't got much notice. So India has to do a fine balance while Sino-Indian economic relations are expanding, but we have to draw a red line. China's aggression in a way that it sends a message to China, like it did during the Doklam crisis. Stand firm. One has to keep in mind that China will pursue its own policy in its own right as a sovereign nation, and you can't complain that why is China doing so. You actually, as a country, as a country which is the world's second growing economy and the third largest economy, you have to see how much you build your capacity to counter that, to match that, or even go past that. Only complaining that China is pursuing, because China will pursue in its own interest. We have to pursue our own interests.